right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Yes, we do. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. We are here taking your calls on the Bordas & Bordas hotline, which is 412-575-2600, or tweet at KDPomp, at Paul Zeiss, as we talk about a lot of stuff tonight, beginning with the drama out in Oakland. Once again, chest is causing problems. He was a no-show today after he got into a confrontation with GM Mike Mayock, and we kind of thought this might happen after yesterday. Brown took what was supposed to be internal correspondence, put it on Instagram with his own comments. That led to an altercation, which of all people had to be separated by Vontaze Burfict. Paul Zeiss of the Post-Gazette and 93.7 The Fan is here, and now there is thoughts that Oakland will suspend Chest, and there is also a report out there, Paul, that they may be looking to get back this guaranteed money they gave him. This is the result of believing that you can change someone who showed indications that he maybe was beyond a change. For Antonio Brown, Chest, as I call him, this is more than a game. This is more than a team. This is more than the league. He's bigger in his own mind than all of it.
Yep, and I think it was Ryan Leaf of all people that tweeted out he doesn't think Antonio Brown wants to play football anymore. That he's acting like a guy who doesn't want to play football. You get what you go. If you lie down with dogs, you get fleas. And the bottom line is you get what you deserve when you take on a guy like Antonio Brown. Everybody thought, the national guys all thought, oh, wow, it's going to work in Oakland when he went out there and went to Derek Carr's house and all this other stuff, and I'm at home, and it's a complete – you knew he doesn't change his stripes that quickly, right?
No. And I thought there'd be some sort of grace period, a honeymoon period, that he would go out there at his best behavior just because he got what he wanted, which was a new deal and the freedom to do what he wanted to do. But the problem here now is he's overstepping all of it, and I don't think anyone would have predicted that before the first snap of the regular season. For that matter, in the preseason, he has caused 5 different incidents already, and we haven't even begun the season.
Yeah, and this latest one with Mike Mayock, I mean, to me, I'm glad they're going to do something and suspend him. I mean, this is a guy who doesn't think that the rules apply to him. And you know what? If they don't nip it in the butt now, they'll never nip it in the butt. If that means he never plays a game for them, they're better off. So, I don't have a problem with it. And I think anybody that's surprised by it hasn't been paying attention, right?
Right. I think the Steelers, though, played their cards and their hands very well here. You might remember when Art Rooney took a lot of criticism for taking a photo with Antonio Brown down in Florida when they had their little parting ways, meeting. And people say, well, that's a bad look. Well, you know what they were doing, though? They were not going to air any dirty laundry to make a bad situation worse, hoping that someone would come up with an offer. Now, they didn't have many, although they did have one from the Buffalo Bills, which I think they preferred. But they end up with a third and a fifth. And some people say, well, how can you only get that for that kind of production? Maybe now, when it's all said and done, Kevin Goldberg will be looked at as somebody who was genius in how he approached this whole thing.
I thought getting a third and fifth was I thought that was about as good as they could do. I really did. I mean, when you've got a guy who's got ridiculous contract demands, who's been a distraction, who just, by the way, his last game quit on his team.
Yes, he did.
I don't know how in the world people thought you were going to be able to get more for him. You get what you can take. If you want to cut your losses.
Buffalo offered a first-round a swap, and
right.
So they offered more than I think what the Steelers wanted that deal. He turned it down.
Well, but that's what I mean. And then you've got the fact that he had the ability to turn things down.
Right.
He killed his own market. And so to me, anybody that was shocked or surprised that's all they got for him, you know what? That's probably all you were going to get for him.
All right, we'll talk more about that as we go along. If you would like to comment, please do so. In the meantime, Juju Smith-Schuster is the man now who takes over here in Pittsburgh, and he's playing his hand a lot differently. And he's going to be also a marked man because, Bill Belichick likes to take away some of the top options of another team. So, Paul, real quick, before we go to a break here, what do you think will happen? Simply as a double team, what will they do? Because the Steelers do have other weapons who can hurt you.
Yeah, I think if you're Bill Belichick, though, you've got to make those guys hurt you.
Right.
Deontay,
like Jalen Samuels
Deontay Jones, Dante Moncrief, you know, all these guys. You don't know any of them and what they're capable of, even James Washington. So to me, if I'm Belichick, you take away the known commodity and you make the other guys beat you. And then once they beat you, then you got to do something different.
Pirate bullpen stunk again tonight. For that matter, the starting pitching stunk. We'll get into that and much more, plus your calls. It's 412-575-2600 right here on Pittsburgh's CW. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.